Hi everyone. So we are just waiting for everyone to join. So I see 10 people have joined so far. So we'll start the meeting. So right now we have Rumain and Marin Whitehead, few of your senior members on the line, and we'll start. Hi everyone. So we are just waiting for everyone to join. So I see 10 people have joined so far. So we'll start the meeting. So right now we have Rumain and Marin Whitehead, few of your senior members on the line, and we'll start. Hi everyone. So yeah, so we'll start with the session, everyone. So let's begin there. Okay, so let me introduce you first to Martin. So Martin is one of the co-founder of Oro Edu Group, and right now we are here to answer any of the questions or queries that you have. So So we have been hiring for several positions on both internship and full-time roles, and I'll let Martin give us a little bit intro about himself and about the firm, and then we'll be answering any of your questions or queries that you have. So Martin, over to you.
Oh, thank you, Abhishek. Yeah, no, great to see so many of you on the call. It's always good to see youngsters, talented youngsters joining up and engaging with them. So my name is Martin Whitehead. I'm one of the founders. The key founder, I think, is my colleague Amar, who's not able to join us today, unfortunately. But he and I met initially at Stanford Graduate School of Business, well, 15 years ago now. And we both had this, we came from different backgrounds. My background, I initially started off as a chartered accountant. I became a partner at PricewaterhouseCoopers, PwC, and that's where I was for many years. But I took a secondment to go to Stanford, where I met Amar. Amar came at his experience through a different route, through private equity and doing a lot of investing. But we had the same idea, which was we both saw a bit of a kink in the system, which was that although there were very smart and talented graduates coming through, the alignment of them to the workplace wasn't as good as it might be. And so at PwC, we used to recruit hundreds of graduates every year. Very smart, no question about the smartness and how good these guys, lead guys and girls are. It's just that getting them aligned and getting them job ready took a bit more time than we thought. And we saw that that was a gap in the system. And so that gave us a kernel of an idea to think, well, wouldn't it be great if there was some way of helping students bridge that gap between the learning you get, the very important learning, the conceptual learning, the how to study, how to think learning, and brain development that you get at university, with the more practical and application style of things that are needed in the real world of work. And once we talked about that, we didn't really do much about that. I went off and continued my career. After that, Amar went into various directions. And we came together finally about 3 years ago with this idea of Oro to Sigma, which was to with the onset of AI and developments in the way we do business now, with a lot of e-learning and stuff, we had the idea. Well, the time is ready now. The time is ready to match up better learning, giving people those practical, real world, slightly more hardened skills, pragmatic skills, with also the ability to place them and put them into and help them into their first careers, generally speaking, which is the critical time. Because as we've seen, and the world is getting more complex, I think, and AI is disrupting things. So we had the idea of let's use AI to help students get into the workplace. We hear a lot of fear tactics and fear mongering about what AI is doing for job seekers in terms of on the negative side. But we really think AI is there to be used as a tool for good and positivity. And that's what we're trying to do with Aura 2 Sigma. We're trying to help on the learning side, on the learn side, but also on the earning side, on placing people into positions, getting them ready and putting them in, helping them into internships and into careers so they get a real running start. Hence, our logo of the company, Oro Sigma, is learn to earn. So we're very pragmatic. We want to build. We don't challenge what university do at all in any way. We build and we augment and we complement what we do, but we just try to fill in that gap that exists, that what we call the real world gap, to ease people and help them. Very smart people, just let's help them get that first career move and get their careers off to a flyer. So, and that is what we're trying to do. That's what the whole team is doing. We've got some very talented people on board. Two of them are with me now, two colleagues, Romain and Abhishek, younger guys. I'm a bit of an oldie. But I've continued to learn and I enjoy working with these guys. I enjoy learning about AI. I even continued my education. I recently completed my PhD at London School of Economics in personality research and how people get motivated. And we're using some of that. I'm very happy to say we're using some of that in this venture to try to again impart that knowledge to help. So we very much see education as an ongoing thing, a practical thing, something that develops the mind, but also develops the career and enables people to just advance themselves and better themselves and ultimately for bettering society. So that in a nutshell is what we're trying to do. And I welcome everyone to this meeting here today. Really great to see so many of you. Thank you, Abhishek.
So,
I'll let Romain, who is the head of sales here, will talk something and help some of your queries.
I'm pretty sure Dr. Martin Whitehead hit the nail on the head with exactly what our venture is and how we're approaching it. And it's it's fascinating to see where AI is taking us and how fast it's taking us. And one of my favorite quotes that I believe everyone should live by is actually one that I've recently put on as head of sales and digital marketing is AI will not replace humans, but those who use AI will replace those who don't. So moving forward, I think it's very important to keep an open view on how much AI can help you accomplish your goals and how much it can help you not only in school, after school, during your job, even after job hours. It's just a huge tool, and the faster you can learn to use it, the better it will be for you. So yeah, I've done my education from Florida International University and Robert Gordon University. I've worked for multinational organizations like KFC and their digital marketing department. I was working for ITC as their head of marketing as well. So yeah, we have a great video to show you guys that will properly explain what we do, and hopefully you guys can sit back, relax, and enjoy the video.
So yeah, thanks Romain for that. So those were some of the key thoughts from our leadership team. And for you guys, like we have some video that you can watch to all the questions that similar kinds of students have asked us from all the IITs. So we have already begun the internship with the IITs and for the internship positions. So they have asked some similar questions, thought that could be helpful for you. So I'll now share that on to you and basically show that to you. So just give me a second. I'll just share the screen and I'll take you through different team members of our and what they are thinking. How was their experience working with the Oro group, and we'll be answering more of your question. Be connected.
Sorry.
You can drop off, Manny.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
We should just get started, right?
Yep, sure.
Okay. All right. So just bringing the meeting to order. So this is an intersession that we've organized with a couple of ITs, namely Dhanbad and Jammu, to provide students a chance to get to know us better and to also ask questions. We've done this intersession with a few IITs, and we've also been recruiting from all the prominent IITs for over 10 years. So my name is Amar Anand. I'm founder of the Oro Group. We have a number of ventures and an investment fund that we run. We'll be walking you through each one of those quickly. Um, and then we've also got our team from some of the ventures to give you a sense of what the experience is like. Most of them are IIT alumnuses, and they're going to talk a little bit about their own experience. And then you guys have a chance to ask all of us questions as well. Um, so with that, let me just kick off a little bit of my background. So, I grew up in India, went to St. Stephen's College, did economics honors, went on to the London School of Economics to do my master's in finance and economics, and then was at Stanford Business School. Um, Started my career back in 2000 at McKinsey and Company in New York. That was management consulting largely for financial institutions globally. And then joined one of my clients, which was Citigroup in New York, to have a position on the M&A committee and essentially help manage their $2 trillion balance sheet with investments across the world. We prominently made the largest investment in HDFC Bank and HDFC Corp, the mortgage company, before most people had kind of heard of HDFC. And then, several investments globally, including Akbank in Turkey, Bank Handler in Poland, Banamex in Mexico, Household in the US, et cetera, et cetera. I started my first Web 2.0 venture back in 2006. It was the first cohort of Web 2.0 ventures, a company called eTime is Money, where we came up with a model for people to set a price for their time and to essentially leverage the business process of shoring movement in India, largely from Western markets. Very fortunate at the time to become the top 50 startups in the US. It was a class that had Mark Zuckerberg, LinkedIn. So if you Google that, you'll see some presentations that we made at the time along with these gentlemen. And didn't realize how big Web 2.0 is going to become. But got an offer to head up one of the large private equity firms in Asia. So I think wrongly took that on to join Cinven in Europe, and later found that some of these companies that we presented went on to become the largest companies in the world. Uh, but moved on from there. So did private equity for a few years, large buyouts of multi-billion-dollar companies across the world, and then in 2012. Helped start Taiwan Capital in Hong Kong, which was a spin-off out of Lone Pine Capital in Asia. Lone Pine is one of the large tiger funds. You may have heard of Tiger Global. So very similar strategy to that. Um, So we grew that into one of the largest funds in Asia. Early investors in Uber, Palantir, Flipkart, Snapdeal, Cardeco, 1MG, uh, Tokopedia, Alibaba, et cetera, in addition to also large investments on the public side. So, for example, one of the largest investors in the Sin Bank after the Hindujars. In 2017, we spun off uh, Auroville, which was meant to be a venture studio, because we realized that there was a lot of exciting opportunities very early stage in tech, and we were losing some of our data scientists to these opportunities from the fund. And so we essentially gave the data scientists an opportunity to essentially come up with ideas, and we backed them to start ventures, which initially started in the blockchain space, which was really hot in 2018. Um, and so that has now grown into about a dozen ventures across the venture studio. So Abhishek, if you have that handy, you can quickly bring that up. We can quickly go through the list, um, and then pass the mic over to our teammates from a couple of the ventures. So, Oro Digital, the first one, as you can see, is based in the US. It's one of our flagship ventures. It's the new name for a Nasdaq listed company where we acquired the OMS BMS company called Diginex, which was a trading software platform. We've since built that out to be one of the largest infrastructure players within blockchain. So it's connected to about 105 centralized exchanges, about 120 DEXs, all the large OTC desks, and many of the large qualified custodians around the world. We've got two of our colleagues, Aditya and Navas from Oro Digital, who will also talk about their own experience from that. The IMS is an investment management system that is actually been moved from the US. It's now headquartered in Luxembourg. It's a marketplace for asset managers to raise capital. AIML is a that's artificial intelligence machine learning platform to create a suite of uh, prediction models for digital assets. So it's everything from GANs, WHANs, LSTMs, transformer models, where we essentially predict the price of digital assets and also invest in them. Oro.edu is another flagship venture. It has essentially disrupted the education space by creating a fully native AI app that curates a customized curriculum for students, everyone from class 11 upwards to professionals. And it also has a powerful learn to earn model where we're focused on a big problem in India, which is that a lot of the engineering colleges are half empty, and even the folks that are enrolled have less than half of the class actually finds a job after they graduate. Less of a problem in IIT, though we've actually seen that same phenomenon play out in the IITs as well to a lesser extent. So we've got two of our colleagues from Oro.edu, Nikhil and Shresh, with us as well to talk about their experience. I'll run through the others pretty quickly. The idea is just to give you a flavor of all of the types of innovation that's happening within the Oro Group. So Oro.ai is a robo-advisor. So it's a fintech asset manager. Ideal Development is a co-innovation and co-working company. Oro Yoga is a health tech company. Shub.in is one of India's leading content publishing and book publishing companies. Oro Bridge is a German company that is one of the first to issue fully licensed tokens that tokenize real estate infrastructure and green bonds in Europe. Or a bet is a betting platform, which is a prediction markets for real world events, like who wins the U.S. election, for example. Or a Sui Clear is a JV with Sui, which is a spin-off from Facebook or Meta, as they now call it. Oracle is a venture where we essentially have a very deep data lake of pricing of various types of assets that we provide to various protocols. Oro Dex and Oro Liquid are our proprietary Dex aggregator, where we basically have algorithms that are able to get the best price from multiple liquidity pools. And the last point is that the ones in all caps are Web3, and the ones in non all caps are basically Web2 projects. And so as you can see, AI and blockchain sort of run prominently across all of these companies. So with that, I'll pause and pass the mic on to Oro Digital. So Aditya, Nawaz, whoever wants to kick off, and both of them are senior team members of ours now, who joined us right out of college and can share their experience. We also have one of the CEOs of one of our ventures called the Oro IMS on the line. Charlie, are you there?
I am. Nice to meet everyone. I can just give a little background on myself. Is that what you like, Mark?
Yeah.
So,
great. Yeah.
So Charlie Phippen, I'm here outside of New York City, in the state of Connecticut, actually. So welcome, everyone. Really happy to see everyone on the call, and it's exciting to talk to such a great group. My background is I have about 25 years in finance. So I've worked at big firms like Goldman Sachs, UBS, BNP Paribas as a trader, and then moved more into management and running businesses. So I just was running as the CEO of a firm called Water Tower Research. And now we're working with Amar, and we're looking to expand that business as well. So nice to meet everyone.
Hi guys, I'm Aditya and I graduated from IIT Delhi in 2023. My major was in mechanical engineering, and since then I'm a full stack developer at Oro Digital, where I contribute to both backend and front-end system, as well as I am responsible for managing the CI/CD pipelines as well. So let me tell you about briefly what our day-to-day looks like. So for front-end development, we ensure that our platforms are user-friendly and visually appealing by building intuitive and responsive interfaces. We work extensively with React.js, TypeScript to create seamless user experience, and we also have a significant focus on performance optimizations as well, because in order to remove the UI latency as much as possible so that our clients can use our tools effortlessly. On the backend side, we develop robust APIs mostly using Python, and we work closely with databases like Redis and Postgres to implement efficient data storage and retrieval mechanisms. And for CI/CD pipelines, we mostly work with Ansible, GitHub Actions, and Docker to design CI/CD pipelines that automate testing and development, as well as the monitoring procedures. So yeah, handing over to Nawaz, he can guide you more on the backend side.
Yeah. Hey guys, so I'm Nawaz Zafar. I'm a lead Python developer in Oro Digital. So the product that we are building is OEMS, which is Order and Execution Management System. So a brief background on me. So I'm also a 2023 graduate. Me and Aditya were in the same batch, and we got selected for Oro Digital, and it has been a great experience as we got to learn a lot about algorithmic trading and how these system works, and how crypto is redefining the future, as we say. And we are building as we are creating the future. So that's pretty interesting. We are not as we are creating new innovative solutions in the backend space. So the backend stack is mostly Python based, where we have a lot of different Docker containers which manages different services. So we have balances, we have algo execution, we have exchange management, and we have everything in between. And we also have a very interesting decentralized integrations as well. So yeah, overall, my experience in Oro Digital has been very great. I got to learn a lot here. And so Over to you, sir.
Yep, thanks, Sabaz. So maybe we can now move to Shrey, who can talk about his experience at Oro.edu.
Yeah, okay. So hi guys, I'm Shresh Jaiswal and I'm working at Oro.edu. So Oro.edu is basically the edtech side of Oro, and we are creating this platform for upskilling, and I'm working here as a product manager. So if you have seen the app of Oro.edu, I have designed it completely. So with Oro.edu, we are trying to achieve, to create a platform for, everyone who wants to learn and as well as, uh, connect with the jobs, internships, freelance opportunities. So in a way, we are trying to fill the gaps between, learn to earn. Because you have seen like people in the market, they are learning from various platforms. Some they are learning from YouTube and everything. But learning is just the first step, right? So after learning, you need to connect with the right opportunities as well. So with that goal in mind, I started working already. So before that, like I have 7 years of experience. I passed out in 2018. So initially, I was working in edtech sector of like K-12. So we were building a product for JEE, NEET, and those exams. So I have myself cleared those exams. So I started with that domain. So, but like from last 2 years, I have been working in this upskilling sector. So for mostly college students and professionals. So the very good thing about Oro.edu is we are trying to use the latest technology like AI, as you have seen, like AI is it has gotten so much power now. So we are leveraging AI in Oro.edu and trying to build a platform where where AI can assist you in a way which is so personalized, and it knows everything about you, and can help you at every step. So Oro.edu is not just about learning. AI is along the way, and it will help you with doubt solving, revision, and it will create you custom courses. Like if you give a exam and you see you have some weak concepts, so it will create you a custom course just for those weak concepts, dedicated for you, personalized. And also we have built this engagement on our Oro.edu app, because learning is just one part. Engagement is something where you actually explore the other side of learning. So the whole app is gamified and fully increased. So you can connect with other people, you can talk to experts in chat rooms, and there's e-money or a coin system in the app. So in a way, this app is, a whole platform what we need at this time, because there are so many platforms. But Oro.edu is something, it starts with the learning part, and then you know uh, um, tutoring, mastering, and then at the end it's the earning. So we are connecting learning to earn. So we are not just uh, a platform which I would say you just go and start a course and learn and finish. So at the end, you will get the opportunities, freelance, full time, and internship and everything. So that's what we are trying to build in order to do. So in the future, like if you're gonna have any doubts related to product, not just the learning part, but any doubt related to the product, like any feature, anything, you can ask me in this meeting. Yeah. So now handing over to Nikhil, it's our backend developer.
Hello. So I'm Nikhil. I passed out in 2016 and have been working for Oro.edu for last 8 months. So the backend architecture of Oro Edu is mostly based on Python and Flask. There are multiple microservices, and the middleware is in Node.js Express. For databases, we sometimes use Mongo, but mostly we use MySQL. And yeah, so for our Gen AI needs, sometimes we use ChatGPT, but most of the time we rely on Gaia.net, which is an open source uh, open source Gen AI platform where anyone can upload their own models and they can host their own nodes, right? And for some ML based tasks, we are using BERT and other models. So in the backend, I would say we use multiple tools based on their usage. So whatever the requirement is, we pick the best suitable tool and then we start using it. Uh, that's all for backend. Over to Amar.
Great. Thanks, Nikhil. Okay, so you've now heard from quite a few IIT alums who are currently part of our team. We have several, as I said, been working with IITs for over a decade, most closely with Delhi, because that's just close to our one of our data science centers, but with all of the IITs as well. Okay, so with that, we'll break into Q&A in case there are any questions.
Hello, sir. My name is Akash Bhartwaj.
Um,
I'm from IIT Chennai. I'm also a placement coordinator and as well as a student over here. I'm tech student. And my question was like, there are a lot of products that you have just discussed about. EdTech product is the product based on Web3 and Web2. So how does the ideation process goes on for all these products? So in the initial phase, how does that
the what process? Sorry, the what process?
ideation process? Idea basically.
Ideation. Yeah. No, that's a critical part of because we're at the very early stage. So we're at sort of, I mean, the project starts sort of pre-seed, and we typically come in at the pre-seed level. So it's all about ideation. And so what happens is that it's called a venture studio for a reason, as opposed to an incubator or an accelerator. You probably have heard all of these, and I know there are accelerators at IIT as well. Um, so a venture studio, the difference is that in a venture studio, you are kind of not only incubating, but you're also building from within. So what we tend to do is we leverage extensively our own networks of people. And so a lot of the initial ideas and the initial founders come from within the network, as opposed to just, meeting somebody who you don't know at all, and then sort of just investing in their project. So that's the nuance between a venture studio and an incubator. Um, so the template is that I've 25 years and have done that across, most probably the US, China, and India, but then also across Western Europe and Asia, Greater Asia. So Indonesia, Philippines, Thailand, Australia. So have seen a lot of the investment teams that have started early on, in the US. So if you look at the e-commerce team, we've invested in that globally. So, we invested early on in, eBay and Amazon. And then when the biggest opportunity in e-commerce moved to China, we invested in Alibaba, Tencent, Baidu. Uh, and then finally, when the opportunity moved to India, uh, we were part of the biggest cash burn war ever seen in internet history, which was between Flipkart, Snapdeal, Shopclues, Paytm, and Amazon. And so my point is that we've seen a lot of these investment themes play out globally, and we kind of know the pattern, and what has been successful and what can be successful going forward. Of course, the past is not always a predictor of the future, but there's quite a lot of investment acumen because of that in the team. And that's just not myself. There are others who've been part of that journey with me. And so when we ideate in the venture studio, we have a pretty good handle on what we think is a powerful idea, and we tend to first invest in it ourselves. So we seed all of these companies ourselves, and then we allow other external investors to come in. So, for example, in Aditya and Nawaz's company, Oro Digital, we now have two prominent VCs from Silicon Valley, Inventors Capital and Silicon Valley Quad, who've come in and done the subsequent round.
Thank you, sir.
So
That,
thanks for
that
the
answers
question. Thank you. All right, any other questions?
Yes, sir, requesting you to please describe the blockchain developer role.
Yeah, sure. So Nawaz, I'll allow you to come in as well, but let me kick it off. So, the languages that we tend to code in most frequently are obviously Solidity and then Rust. But we're also, given the partnership that we have with Sui, which is the Meta Facebook spinoff, that is all done in language called Move. And then, we're also actually now actively looking for Golang developers as well. So within the blockchain space, those are the four sort of prominent languages that we code in. And then, in fact, one of our hires from IIT, Rohit, who joined us from IIT Delhi, has done some fantastic work in that area. So we built this very cool aggregator, which is a bit like Jupiter, which is which is a DEX aggregator on Solana, which is valued over $1 billion. So that just focuses on 8 to 10 DEXs within within the Solana ecosystem. We've been able to extend that to a number of other blockchains, both EVM and non-EVM. So, that's an example of somebody like yourself, coming in and kind of building, with Oro and leveraging all of the contacts that we can bring to bear, the resources that we can bring to bear from the entire ecosystem. So every time we build in the space, we have the benefit of partnering with the blockchains themselves, with the L1s and the L2s. And we know many of the founders well. We sometimes get grants from them as well to help us build and innovate. So yeah, that's a very exciting opportunity here.
Thank you.
Great. Any other questions?
What will be the steps of hiring process, sir?
So the hiring process is reasonably kind of structured. So maybe sometimes 2 rounds of exams, and then we filter it down to the interview stage. And then at the interview stage, you have a few senior folks from the team meet with the candidate and assess fit, and then we just extend an offer. So this year alone, we've already extended 10 offers across the ITs, and are looking to make some additional hires coming days.
Thank you, sir.
So, sir, for all the roles that are being present over at Oro, so is the hiring process same, or is it little different for every kind of role, basically? Like there is back-end role, front-end roles.
It reasonably similar structure that I defined is very similar. Of course, the exams that you're giving, can be quite different. So if you're applying for a back-end role, you'll get back-end content. If applying for front-end, you get front-end, blockchain, so on and so forth.
Okay, sir.
Great. So if there's no further questions, we'll leave it there. So thanks everyone for joining and your interest, and we look forward to engaging with you in the coming days.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
So thank you everyone for joining. I hope all the process are cleared. I see still some question regarding hiring process and what are the joining days. So those are already communicated to your placement coordinators. So hiring process would be there would be a resume shortlisting followed by 2 rounds of assessment, one technical round for the technical students and as well as one assessment question quiz round. After that there will be interview process and the joining dates would be as per the college placement internship time, that's during my season for the internship as well as for full time. And apart from that we'll be sharing the test details shortly with the placement team, so you guys can get started with round 1. Meanwhile you can visit the auroedu.com website. I will put that in the chat. So that's going to be the testing platform for all the AuroGroup. So there are different ventures in AuroGroup that you have seen today, and we'll be sharing. You can visit everything across those ventures through the auroedu.com website. And for any further queries, you can just ping your placement coordinator. They'll reach out to us on the mail and we'll be responding them. So thank you everyone. Hope this session was helpful. For any further queries, you can just create all the queries that you have and let your placement coordinator reach out to us in a bulk with all the questions. Thank you everyone.